Sahara is the biggest hot desert in the world, located in the North Africa. With an area of 9.2 million kilometers square, the Sahara is bordered in the west by the Atlantic Ocean and the north by the Atlas Mountain. Okay, so first of all, we have to understand about the Earth's cycles. Earth is not an incredible dynamic planet. Not only is it a tectonic plate, weather and seasons constantly changing, its orientation in space is far from constant. Due to Earth's slightly oblate state and the gravitational pull of other planets in our solar system, Earth's orbit's tilt, wobbling are continually fluctuating over time.
It's like every 100,000 years
Earth's orbit cycle between a nearly circular and slightly elliptical shape.
and every 41,000 years.
The tilt over Earth's axis fluctuates between 22.1 and 24.5 degrees. And every 26,000 years, Earth's axis wobble around one complete cycle. And these three fluctuations are referred to as the Milankovitch cycle, after Serbian mathematician Milutoj Milankovic, who pioneered the study of them in the early 20th century. He discovered that by affecting the amount and location of sunlight hitting Earth, these cycles have a serious impact on the long-term climate of Earth. For instance, the more ecocentric orbit is the great, the difference in seasons length and in the changes of obliquity is the more extreme the seasons are. However, more interesting results come from the relationship between Earth's wobble and its orbit. Nowadays, Earth reaches its perihelion, the point when it's the closest to the Sun, in early January. As the result, the Earth gets a little extra sunlight during Northern Hemisphere winter and Southern Hemisphere summer. However, around 30,000 years before, when the Earth's wobble was on the other side of the cycle, this situation was reversed. The Earth got a little extra sunlight during Northern Hemisphere summer and in the South Hemisphere winter. While this at world level, it had a big impact on the region's climate. Despite the Sahara's current state, it is almost guaranteed that there will be another humid period in the future. In fact, in the past several million years ago, there's evidence for over 230 of these green periods, lining up with the fluctuations of Earth's wobble. As a result, when the Earth's wobble reversed again in about 30,000 years, researchers expect the Sahara to turn green. Unfortunately, the advancement of Sahara Desert continued. Due to land management, overgrazing and the drought into the region, it's fast becoming completely desertified. This land lure is a driver of many other problems such as hunger, poverty, unemployment, forced migration, as well as increased risk of extreme weather. However, the country Niger in the African Sahara region has been making some astonishing agricultural developments, turning large number of areas suffering from desertified into the agricultural. In Niger, 5.5 million hectares of land with over 210 million trees have been restored with 3 million people, which is a big accomplishment, especially when a country only receives an average 6.5 inches of rainwater per year. It's a significant potential for Africa to transform social and economic impact on rural farming areas. It contributes to the fight against climate change and uses technologies to improve traditional knowledge. FMNR, Farmer Managed Natural Regeneration, is a low-cost land restoration technique. FMNR started in 1983 in Niger, pioneered by Tony Ronaldo, an Australian agronomist who is widely known as the forest maker, having lived and worked in African countries for several decades. Just like this, look at this land. Some years ago, this was a barren wasteland. Nothing had been grown here for last 40 years. But when the UN WFP World Food Program told the village that they were going to bring this land back as part of the Great Green Walls, which was looking impossible. This is the Senegal River, which is the border between Senegal and other sides of Mauritania. When you look from the Google Earth satellites, then you can actually see the lateral sand dunes when they hit the Senegal River. The Senegal River is really divided between Sahara and the Sahel. The Senegal River is not only a border between Senegal and Mauritania and Sahara versus Sahel, but if the river zone vegetated, it could represent the first line of defense of the Great Green Wall of Africa, which is a plan to plant a barrier of forest to stop the southern expansion of Sahara Desert. And that takes a few stages. When you stand with the kinds of like a melted land which can support any kinds of life. For that, the problem that they are creating, first the water harvesting structure that maintain the water on site, because without these techniques the water cannot stay, it flows away. So they are making a half moon technique, which is the first step in the rehabilitation process in the soil. Every half moon has 4-meter diameter, which takes one person to dig one half moon per day. And by digging half moon, they are retaining water, and they mainly use it like local species like sorghum and millets. And behind that, they have another horticulture beds of planting lines where they are planting tomato and okra and so on. And they have stretches like a moringa peas that has grown widely here. And between these stretches, they're planting pits where they planted fruits like a guava. This is exactly the way nature works. A syntropic farming, which is a conservation of agriculture that has been developing in Brazil based on a global indigenous knowledge, which is different from a conventional agriculture and which mimics forest dynamics. So they bring it back that land to life and bring it back to the production so that it can feed people and it can feed communities, and communities can store thriving again. This is all for today, guys. Hope you like the global warming and climate change based videos, which could give you unique types of ideas to understand that how to save our planet from this calamity. And if you love this session, thumbs up the video and do subscribe for more motivations. Comment about that what you like and what you don't like. By the way, this is all for today. Thank you. Bye bye.